Let's pursue these numbers just a little bit on energy, because this is critical, especially with, who in their right mind thinks with what's happening in the Middle East, it's good to not be self-reliant on energy.
To not drill in places where there's nothing but wilderness. It's not pristine. It's not beautiful. You know what it is? It's cold and desolate. That's what Anwar is. A cold, desolate area with a ton of oil we're not drilling. There's no reason not to. What are you going to hurt by drilling in Anwar? So it doesn't make any sense at all not to do what we can be doing.
Beyond that, we are getting close to shutting down the oil pipeline. We're getting close to shutting down the oil pipeline. There's not enough oil being pumped to be able to take it anywhere. So we may shut down. Once you shut down the Alaska oil pipeline, we're suicidal. We're suicidal.
Yeah, and I think, we talk about oil a lot because I think, people know they put gas in their car. And, to some degree, I think coal is more important, even though it's not something that people see all the time, but it's very easy for us to get, and it generates a lot of electricity. But even more important than probably both of those two things, and something that's pretty much saved us from going over the abyss, it's not the stimulus program. Fracking is something that is changing our the country for the better. That has made it the only reason we haven't dealt with the skyrocketing rates that we were talking about when Obama was promising is because of fracking. It's vitally important to understand that.
There are now. I was up in upstate New York, and I was up at the Finger Lakes for my daughter's wedding, and there were anti-fracking signs everywhere. And I wanted to stop and ask him, explain fracking to me. Can you explain fracking to me?
Of course not.
Tell me exactly how fracking works.
idea.
Why are you against fracking? People don't have any idea what fracking really is or what it is even done. It is saving our ass right now.
Yes.
If
totally.
it wasn't for fracking, you would be paying energy prices beyond your wildest imagination.
Right, and you could see how important it is to this country by the way the left is fighting it right now.
Yeah.
It is their top priority environmentally.
Yep.
Even more than global warming at the moment. It's stop this fracking, lie about it. They made movies where they say, look, the water's on fire, but that has nothing to do with fracking, and later on they have to admit that. That is their top target. So that is something, that is really important to understand when it gets attacked online and everything else. You got to understand that, and you got to be able to defend it. When we're talking about actually, these green energy sources that are supposed to supplant, they're supposed to take over for coal, for oil, for natural gas, things like solar and wind. Think about all the energy we use in the United States. How much of it is solar and wind? What percentage of that?
Less than 2%.
Less than 2%.
I'm going to say less than 1%.
Less than 1%. You are correct. Now, most people would think, well, it's just starting off and it's increasing and everything else. 0.7% is wind, and 0.11% is solar.
Okay. Combined. They don't add up to 1%.
0.81% combined.
Oh, my
by the
gosh.
way, I have a home that is wind and solar powered. There's a reason it's only 1%. It sucks beyond belief. It is not ready for prime time.
Yeah. No.
It's just not ready. Will it be? Yes, but not yet. It sucks beyond belief. You go ahead. You try to run a country with 10% of solar and wind power. Suicide rates will go through the roof because it'll drive you out of your mind. It's so bad.